Hey there, Dave here. This is the Mevo. This tiny little camera is basically a TV studio that fits in your backpack. I have a bit of a problem when it comes to seeing something that looks really cool and jumping on Amazon and buying it. And that's what happened here.
You can cut and zoom from a single Mevo as if you were shooting from multiple cameras.
If you're thinking of getting one of these, I thought this might be useful to hear if I'm going to keep it or not. Should call this something. Will I keep it? Should I keep it? That's it. Hey there, Dave here. Should I keep it? Do-do-do, big animated opening. Okay. It's really small. You put it on this little stand it comes with. Stand sold separately. This is just a microphone stand. You've got this little mobile TV studio on a stick. How does it work? You set it up, sync it to your phone, and then you can essentially take this 4K image from the camera, which is a wide angle view. I think it's like 150 millimeter, not 150 millimeter, boop. I think it's like a 150 degree angle of view. So it captures a very wide image. And then using the app, you can crop into sections and get a close-up of one person, or a 2-shot, or the 3-shot. So over on my other channel, Dumb Money, where we talk about investing and interesting opportunities, we had the opportunity to webcast an event, and it actually went pretty well. Here are my thoughts on how the Mevo performed. First off, the video quality was surprisingly good. So this is a 4K sensor. It's apparently a Sony sensor. I thought it would not look that great. Taking a 4K image, cropping it down to little 1080 or smaller chunks, and making those full screen actually worked beautifully. The app made it super easy to switch between these virtual cameras, and I think it looked great. The size of this thing, the ease of setup, amazing. If you're thinking about getting this because you want to be able to set a camera up and be able to switch between a close-up and a 2-shot and a wide-angle shot, this is awesome. The downside is the audio was absolutely unusable. If you look at this thing, this little grill in the front is the microphone. I read in some reviews that the sound was not amazing. I wanted to give it a try. I did a little test before the event, and the audio was so hard to hear. Sitting, talking directly, it was barely audible. So I did a little research and quickly cobbled together a better solution. Boom mic through the iPhone receiver. So this device actually tethers to your phone, and the phone's microphone input can accept really any microphone. Of course, it has to be the TRRS connector, so I had to have an adapter that plugged into the thing, and then the thing, and the thing. Wasn't that difficult, and so that's what I did. Audio from the iPhone at 0 dB. I set up this camera as far away as it needed to be to have 4 people in the shot, and then I put the microphone just out of frame, as close to the stage as possible. And in my pre-webcast testing, it sounded pretty good. Now back to the Mevo. The downfall of this whole setup was the people on stage were actually using handheld microphones being broadcast through a PA system. The problem there, as you might imagine, my microphone was pointed at the stage, the speakers were an echoey delay, so the whole thing kind of sounded like garbage.
How did you know this was the moment, this was the opportunity, and why it fixed?
If I had taken my microphone and instead of aiming it at the stage, pointed it at one of the speakers, that might have sounded way better. Unfortunately, the venue didn't have an audio output because you could have plugged audio directly into your phone, and somehow magically your phone talks to this and syncs up the audio and streams it out to YouTube. Such a cool concept. I feel like this is so close to being amazing, but the audio quality isn't quite there. Also, the company that makes this was acquired by Vimeo, and they're trying to squeeze as much revenue out of this as possible, I think. So in order to use some of the more advanced features like on-screen graphics and the ability to even cut to a still image, you have to pay a monthly subscription fee. I'm not a big fan of that, but for a simple webcast, like if I were talking to you at this distance, I think that this would actually work pretty well. In fact, let's do that. Look how easy this is. It's looking for my phone right now, and I think my phone is downstairs. I'll be right back. This is the app. Tap to connect. Blue light means we're connected. You can see what the camera sees. This seems kind of like some weird Inception. Here, I'm gonna hit record here, record. So what we're gonna do here is a little audio. I don't know which camera to talk to. What we're gonna do here is a little audio demonstration. So this is the Mevo camera with the audio. And as you can see, I'm less than an arm's length away. And this is what the audio sounds like. Now in the venue where the Mevo was further back, completely different story. Back to the Mevo, this is Mevo with audio enhancements. Testing 1, 2. But what's really cool about this is the way you can direct your shots. I don't know which camera to talk to, I'm so confused. This is the Mevo camera, wide angle. Now you can just do this and zoom in, and it creates this like nice fluid zoom out, zoom in, very cool. You can also lock that as a static shot. So let's say this was the one shot that we wanted to be able to cut back to, and then we can save this as a static shot. So now with these two lock points, I can toggle between the one shot and the two shot. And then this up here is your live program feed. So you can see your audio levels and you can see which camera is on, which virtual camera is on, that is. And then this little button down here lets you see all of the angles. So you can cut between, and this is live directing, live switching straight to the internet from a 4K down converted to 1080 and streamed out to YouTube, cut between the wide shot, the single shot, and the double shot. Very cool stuff. I actually really like the way this works. The only downfall is the audio quality. And if it weren't for that, I would be using this thing all the time. So that's it. This is the new Mevo Cam. It's their updated, most recent Plus model. It's the perfect size. It's super convenient. The video quality looks really good. The downfall is the audio. So my final verdict, until they come out with a version of this that has better audio built in, or the ability to plug a microphone directly into this without having to go through adapters and phones. Even if you buy the extra piece that's $250 that gives you 10 hours of extra battery life and USB input, you still need to get an adapter to plug audio into that. From an audio standpoint, this thing is so lacking that my final verdict is I'm sending it back. Which I kind of really hate to do. Even the packaging on this is super slick. Everything about this, except for the audio quality, is amazing. But I just don't see myself using it because the audio quality is not amazing. And the workarounds are still a bit of a pain. So I think the next time I have a live webcast, I may try to do it straight from an iPhone, which doesn't really make sense. This does a better job than an iPhone because you have this cool switching ability. I really like that. It adds to the production in a way that you just can't simulate with a single iPhone. The software just doesn't exist to let you crop in and do that. So if they had the software for an iPhone that did what this does, that's the solution. But for now, this is going right back. My verdict on Mevo, it's going home.